Welcome to Starcraft Thursday. I am your host, Zoronden, and today we are tuned in to a Master Leagues game between the red Protoss Tropic in the bottom left, and in the top right, Denver the blue Zerg in the top right. Did I say that already? I did now. By the way, I got the name plate this time. I got it right. I didn't hit the units produced button this time, so thank God. We're getting there. We're on track. We're rolling. Alright. Well, today's match is on Cloud Kingdom. Let's see how these two players do match up against one another. Do have Tropic throwing down his pylon and heading out to scout. So neither player is going for cheese. They're both doing standard play. However, at the moment, for a very brief time, they were both supply blocked, but they both had their farm items going up, so very nicely and smoothly transitioned out of that. Good Tropic coming up into Denver's base here, do a little bit of scouting, but nothing really important to see there. And of course, Denver moving across the map, heading down to Tropic's base. Never a bad idea to hit those Xel'Naga watchtowers. Neither player did decide to do that. I mean, it's not a huge deal. It is pretty early in the game, but it never hurts to hit them. Unless you're racing against something like a Terran and you want to try and beat that wall in. Obviously, for Tropic, he knows there isn't going to be a wall in against a Zerg. Denver might have been facing a wall in. Of course, he's not here. It does look like Tropic is going to be going for the Forge Fast Expand. However, Denver may be looking to do a block, but it's a little early because Tropic doesn't quite have the money yet. We got some double probe aggression, not really necessary. It obviously is going to clear this area up quicker, but I mean, Tropic doesn't even have the money for this yet. Quick extractor cancel there. He's trying to throw down a hatch to kind of save this drone. I think he did just give up there, though, and the drone does go down. That is unfortunate. He really didn't need to lose that drone. He could have just sent it home, and it would have made it. Anyways, we got another drone probe combat going up here, and Tropic drops that pylon to do a block and then goes up for some more scouting. He will see that pool done, but that's not much beyond that information. That's not really useful information at this point in the game. You have a gateway and a cannon going down for Tropic. That's somewhat standard, as well as another pylon. I think that's a complete wall. If it isn't, there's a little gap here that the Zerglings can get through, but I think that is a complete wall that'll keep him safe for now. So we do have Overlords hanging about. They're pretty safe for the moment. Obviously, with only one cannon up, this guy's just got to be careful about it, but he's not really in danger of that for now. Do have double gas going up for Tropic. Denver has taken his third since the natural is being blocked at the moment. Put myself on ignore here. There goes Denver at work on that pylon. That'll go down so he can grab his natural, and very quickly, he leaves it and he runs off with the Zergling without taking it out. Gonna delay he's personally delaying his natural. Unfortunate about that, but not gonna affect him too much, I don't think. He's plopping some Zergling down at those Xel'Naga watchtowers, get a little bit of the field in view. It's still hanging about. Let's bring up that production tab. Do have warp gate on the way for Tropic. That's a little late. I mean, he's not going to get that till the 7-minute mark or so now. Probably want to push that warp gate a little earlier. He also definitely needs more gates at this time. I mean, he's definitely playing defensive as he is now grabbing a third gas, as well as throwing up more pylons and pumping out, well, I guess it was a sentry first. I mean, that's his first unit on the field. That's rather interesting. And here he's going to try to tickle beam to death an Overlord, but I think with that new Overlord speed, that guy is going to get away. Especially considering it's Sentry, and as I said, Sentries have tickle beams, not actual weapons. So yeah, that Overlord does indeed get away. Okay, I was mistaken. He did pump out a Zealot first, but these Lings are just slaughtering the crap out of him. And so, I mean, that was a pointless attack, if anything. I don't even think it got him really any scouting information. Check that out really quick. Yeah, I mean, it didn't do anything. Whatever, you gotta test the waters occasionally, and he at least knows that Denver has 3 bases up at the moment, so that is something he will have to be conscious of. Of course, Tropic has dropped a 4th gas. Oh my. He is ambitious about his gas play, and we got 2 Stargates coming up. I wonder if he is going to... Oh! Well, a few Zerglings slipping in. Fortunately, with the cannon and Stalkers, they go down pretty easily. But as I was saying, that is not a complete wall-in. There is a Zergling hole right there. So, unfortunate about that. He needs to block that off a little better. And there we go. From the Stargates, a double Void Ray play. I was curious to see what he'd be doing. He is going for lots of gas. I was wondering if he was going to sneak us some carriers. But it is indeed Void Ray play for now. So we'll see if those Void Rays can do the damage they need without Denver knowing about it. I don't think his Zergling got up far enough, and no, they did not. So those Void Rays should be a nice surprise on the field, and at the very least, he'll be able to take out quite a few Overlords. And oh, look at that. Denver already throwing up, well, at least 1 Spore Crawler. Just 1 for now. It's going to protect his 3rd. But, I mean, that's just a guess play. He doesn't actually know anything's coming, so he hasn't bothered to put 1 up at his natural or his 2nd. Or, excuse me, his main. Of course, he does have the Queens to play with, but 1 Queen versus 2 Void Rays is a losing combination. And 1 Queen versus 4 Void Rays doesn't stand a chance. We're up to 3 gates now. He could probably tack down a couple more. But he's going to pop out those 4 Void Rays, and it looks like those bad boys are going to go into action. How? Oh, if those Zergling... Well, now the Void Rays turned around. As I was saying, if the Void Rays would have gone, the Zergling would have kept running down. They might have seen him. But the Void Rays turned around. I don't know why he isn't going into action with these, and they're just sitting around there. Stalker's going to pop off that Overseer. Easy kill. And maybe that was the... Oh, they were waiting for Phoenix. So 2 Phenai and 4 Void Rays following across the field. However, this Zergling, oh, quick reaction by Tropic, pulling those Void Rays back. Denver did not see them. I don't think those Zergling just saw it either. He is doing a very good job of keeping these concealed. He's going to miss this Overseer over here. It's a lot of Overseers, by the way, for Denver. I'm not really sure what he's thinking with that. But these Void Rays are still hidden. It was not a bad idea by Denver, or excuse me, Tropic, to pop those Phoenix off to kind of scout and clear the road for him. And here he comes. Oh, but Denver with the perfect play already popped up Spore Crawlers as natural. Still none. Oh, there is 1 at his main as well. And he's also thrown up a Spire, completely countering those Void Rays completely blind. Well played by Denver. And Tropic is left to pick off gas, Overlords, random Zerglings. He's just kind of on the fringe of everything right now. A couple more Spore Crawlers down for Denver, as he has now obviously seen the mass Ray and Phenai going around. Phenai, Phoenix? I think Phenai's plural. I don't know. Whatever. That Queen is easily popped off. And here come the Mutas, attacking those Phoenix. Oh, this is a deadly combo. I mean, everybody's dying here. Not really sure. It did look like the Void Rays had the edge in that. Oh, and Denver's Overlords are paying the price. However, he has produced plenty, so he is not supply blocked at this time. And Tropic is kind of forced to pull back for now, especially with this Ling harass that was going on here that we just completely missed. I don't really think he did any damage, but he did at least bother Tropic. And sometimes bothering can be all you need to throw your enemy off, or at least get them to pull off on their attack. And a 4th going up for Denver. Definitely playing well with grabbing those expansions. He may have gone a little... Well, actually, he has definitely gone overboard with the Spore Crawlers here. You're not going to need 5 for your natural. Especially because he's only got 1 in his main. I don't know what he's thinking about that. Do 2, 1 on each end of your mineral line. Maybe 1 on the other end of your hatchery. And that's an absolute maybe if you're just having serious issues. And here comes a big Muta Phoenix combat. Muta versus Phoenix. I think the Muta's had it, but with those Void Rays coming in, they have to pull back. And Denver needs to react to this better than just Mutas. He needs to get more Queens, maybe some Hydras, something like that to combat this Air Force that Tropic is throwing at him. Obviously, these Lings can't do anything. Of course, Tropic not only doing that, he does have a small force of land units here that can deal with those Zergling quite well. And this is a lot of Zergling, but with the Air Force there as well as the land units, he's not going to get anything done. The Phoenix just kind of running around the battlefield. And the Mutas and Phoenix almost had a meet up there, but the Phoenix did pull out. And here come the Mutas. Might be looking for some line harass. And even with the knowledge that the Mutas are on the field, Tropic never put up cannons, and he is just getting his probe line slaughtered. The Phoenix come in, and they're going to do some nice damage if Denver doesn't run. Oh, and this is going to be a bloody air battle. Denver knows it. He needs to pull out. And there he goes, but Tropic taking in pursuit, and these Mutas just get popped off one by one. What is Denver doing? Oh, just disgusting waste of Mutalisks there. They're going down. Oh my gosh. However, he did do some nice damage. Took out 17 workers. Not worth the Mutas he lost, but definitely a nice round of damage. Look at this. Denver is still overcompensating with these Spore Crawlers. He could be teching to Hydras or something like that to combat this Air Force. Unfortunately, he just keeps throwing it into these Spore Crawlers. I understand. Oh my gosh, and the Ling party here. Oh, going for a Baneling bust. And that is something that Tropic cannot defend against with this stupid Phoenix army. Air Force, whatever. He is still doing some nice harass with them. I give him props on that. I think he is overcommitted into that, though. Does at least have a Colossus on the field, but here comes this ridiculous Baneling bust. Zealots going down like crazy. That Colossus is fleeing for its life. Is it gonna make it? Oh, there it goes. Baneling's trapped by force fields. They're slowly coming up. High Templar's running for his life. He goes down. Here comes the Phoenix. What are they gonna do? Another probe line massacre. Oh my gosh, and is this Nexus going to make it? Yes, it is. But holy cow. Let's check out that unit's kill tab again. 34 workers killed by Denver. Wow. That was a nice Baneling rush. Or push, bust, whatever. Would have been really nice to get that Nexus, though. I mean, I think that was the failure of that attack, is he should have busted a few more on the Nexus. Probably could have made it more worth his while. Ultimately, I think he came out behind in that attack. However, he does have a lot of expendable minerals at this time, as he is running on 4 base, where Tropic is only running on 3. And look at this. This is a suicide attempt. I don't even... I thought he was suicide attempting on the Nexus, but either way, that was just a slaughter fest. I mean, he's still relying on just this Ling party on the ground. It looks like he might finally be getting some infestors, so he's going to go infestor Ling with a bit of Muta. Although I don't think he has any Mutas on the field anymore. Yeah, he hasn't rebuilt any Mutas. So he's going to go infestor Ling, which is a good combination. It's a good strategy. But against this many Phoenix, oh, against that many Phoenix, when he fungals them, they get their butts kicked. And 2 lifting Phoenix aren't going to do anything. These Phoenix are paying the price for their hubris. They are dead. You aren't going anywhere. No retreating for you. Tropic taking this opportunity, though. He is grabbing a fourth. And, oh my cannons! Overzealous with those butters. Butters. What? Sometimes you just say things and you roll with it. So, he's buttering his bread. Alright, so here comes Tropic's army. Oh, spots that changeling. It's dead. Coming across the field. He's going to put some pressure on Denver. Both armies pretty even here. Obviously, both players kind of know what's going on because Xel'Naga Watchtower. He pulls those lings back. There's a lot of banelings here as well as infestors. This is going to be an interesting conflict. Tossing up some proxy pylon. Probably going to do another warp cycle before he marches in. He could definitely use some more stalkers in that army. It is definitely light on those guys. Here come a... Oh, they don't quite push yet. The Phoenix know right where they are. Here we go. Overlord, or the... Yes, the Archon's in the front. Oh, the Banelings are popping on those. Not a good thing to pop Banelings on. And the Denver pulls back. Knows that front line was a little too strong. A lift on the infestors. Here they come. Some nice fungals on the front, but those lings are gone. The Banelings do a few busts, but oh, I think Tropic has come ahead in that conflict. And the infestors are forced to retreat. Here comes the rest of those zealots and Void Rays. One Colossus, dangerous in the back. Those lings are gonna take him out. Pop goes the Colossi, and Denver is managing to clean this up. Those Void Rays that have been on the field for oh so long are about to go down to some infested. Oh, they're just gonna run away from the super slow infested Terran. He almost had them sitting at 15 hit points each. And yeah, unfortunately, he just ran out of energy and couldn't fungal him again. Oh, and that Colossus queued up here. He needs to get out of there before somebody spots him. Just gonna sit there. Don't sit there for too long. Get back to the production tab here. I'm learning these hotkeys one by one. I swear it. This Colossi just sitting up there like free meat. Finally, Roaches on the field. Thank God. That Colossus is dead. That's a free kill for Denver. That was quite foolish of Tropic to leave him there. Just some bad queuing with his robotics facility. Hopefully this guy isn't going to follow in that one, in his friend's previous trail. And Tropic is effectively on to base now as he is out of minerals at his main and natural. However, he does still have some gas on both of those. So nice gas production, but low on the minerals. And Denver has a few left in his main. His natural is getting low. Yeah, definitely getting low. Oh, wow, that third is almost out. And his fourth is nice. It hasn't been saturated yet. Popping up a fifth. So these players are moving through the resources as we are now into the almost the 25th minute of this game. We've had some nice combat interactions between the players. Here's some infested Terran shooting at some Phoenix. That one goes down. Looks like the Phoenixes have finally been cleared off the field. Yeah, there's definitely no Phoenix on the ground. And Tropic doesn't really have an army right now. Neither player has an impressive army, but Denver definitely has the superior force at the moment. He could do some nice damage. We do see upgrades going down for Denver. He has 1-0 on the Roaches, 1-2 on the Lings. So obviously more invested in Lings as he's been using those for 22 some minutes when he's only been using Roaches for like 2 minutes. And there's a force sitting on Denver's door. Do they want to press in or are they scared? Little scouting Ling running about. And there's Denver's force. He's definitely going into Corruptor play now. We might be seeing some Banelings soon. Obviously, we have a Hive and a Greater Spire. So, I would expect some... And I completely now forgot their name. Broodlord. We should be expecting some Broodlord play here any second now. Broodlord play is actually a tricky combination of words to spit out of your mouth. Anyways, Tropic throwing up his 5th. And that means Denver is going to need to grab a 6th very soon. And a 6th just means that the mineral sites on this map are running out. We might actually have these players go through every single base on this map. At the moment, there are only 2 untouched sites, and they're very hard to defend sites. Who gets which one, especially with the 5ths up, the corners, the top left, top or bottom. Yes, I said it right. Top left, bottom right sites. So here comes Tropic. Finally has a nicer composition of this army. A couple Colossi, the remainders of the Void Rays, a few Archons, and nice composition of Stalkers. However, he needs to get those Zealots in the front, not the squishy Colossi. And here we go, a nice storm going down. Oh, another storm, another storm. Those roaches are getting liquefied. There's a few fungals going down, but not enough. The roaches are getting roasted. And a few feedbacks on those infestors. The Zerg ground force is all but gone, but the Broodlords are causing some havoc. As I said, the Broodlords were coming out, but blinking under them. Oh, infested Terran everywhere might cause issue for Tropic. And he's going to have to retreat as the Broodlords and the infested Terrans are causing him dangerous damage. And he is barely going to make it out there with 1 Colossi. Look, about 5 Stalkers and an Immortal. Obviously, a few more warped in there, so I lost count. But I think Tropic may have actually just barely come out on top of that fight simply because he's warping in so quick, and it doesn't seem like Denver is replenishing his troops right now. So many roaches went down there. That was definitely unfortunate. He let those Colossi get... Basically, he popped out a few Broodlords and didn't replenish his Corruptors, and those Corruptors obviously weren't there to take out the Colossi, and those Colossi just tore through the roaches and broke that line so that Tropic could push in and cause the real damage. And Denver is now trying to grab his 6th, which he needs, but that is a dangerous position to defend, and Tropic is literally feet from discovering it. Right there, those Stalkers were so close to seeing that. Oh, but a little bit of what? Those were infested Terran. So a little bit of infestor play. Oh, Tropic, just right there. Oh, he doesn't even know. An easy kill, and he has no idea. However, if he pushes up to this 5th, this guy is probably going to go down. He could easily pop that. And a few Stalkers are going to test it, see what's over there. This army might stand to blockade the Zerg forces. Here they are. Colossi almost separated from the army. Could have picked them off quite easily. A few pot shots going off by both armies. And that 6th is discovered by Tropic. It will go down uncontested. And the 5th went down as well. The drones seem to have made it out alive. They are running for their lives. So suddenly, Denver is back down to 5 base, and realistically, he's really on 1. And it is, wow, it is way oversaturated. Oh my gosh, he could actually move some back to here and get these little guys to work and actually get a little bit more profit for a bit. But yeah, you don't need that many. I don't need, there's 32 or more drones there. That's ridiculous overcount. Anyways, a little bit of pot shots by the Broodlords shooting at the army. Oh, and look at this. Infestor, Corruptor, Broodlord. I don't think that's a good composition. We're going to see how it's going to play out because we're about to get into combat here. Just more and more pot shots by the players. They're both a little skittish to engage. They both have dangerous looking armies. Denver is down in the food count, but that can be deceptive as just the right composition can do the damage. And is Tropic going to let that fall? He has actually popped out a mothership, as we can see. He isn't defending this. I mean, it's still got a good amount of resources in it. It's worth protecting. Got a couple of his gateways there. Maybe he's committing to a base race at this time? I mean, he does seem to be pushing up here. And he is grabbing that base himself. Again, popping down a lot of cannons. But, of course, at this time, with over 5,000 minerals, not as big a deal, and could definitely use those cannons. And obviously that base does go down. And the Zerg army moves out. A couple zealots testing the waters of this base again. So both armies in an interesting position. The Denver could get bold here and take out everything here with the Tropics army out of position. However, that would be the end of his forces. Actually, Denver has no detection here. He has no overseers on the map. This is prime opportunity for Tropic to move in. I don't think he quite realizes it, though. With that mothership cloaking everything, he could absolutely decimate this army and win this game right now. We'll have to see if he comes to that realization and pushes it. Oh, and no cancel on that. Sour about that. Of course, he does have the ridiculous minerals. Oh, and here comes Tropic. Does he even know this army's here? Infester's getting burned to heck. Vortex going down. Is he going to throw in the Archons? I don't see any Archons going into the toilet. There goes one. Throwing in all his Stalkers. Let's see how this toilet plays out. A few units on the fringes. There's the toilet. Watch the food at Denver. Storm's going down. Food dropping like nuts. And Denver knows it. He's in trouble trying to take out the mothership. I think he's going to get it. Mothership does go down. All the units are revealed. The Broodlords open up like crazy. Stalkers need to blink in under those Broodlords. They could... Oh, and they're going to go for the retreat. They could have taken them. Colossi going down is free food. And Denver somehow manages to win off that engagement. Well done by him, but he does need to run home as those Broodlords are nearly undefended, and they are a dangerous area. So both armies again match up and both run home. A bit of a expansion going down by Tropic or Denver again. That seems to be a little out of place. Maybe I'm seeing things. Anyways, Tropic now grabbing this base that was once controlled by Denver. So, I mean, the players are trading bases like crazy. A couple Artosis pylons here on quite a few cannons. Probably should toss up a few more. Over Denver's going to come in, wipe this out very quickly. No cancels. There's a few cancels. A couple of those weren't canceled. What are you doing? Stop popping up buildings. Cancel that assimilator, buddy. You need those free minerals. There goes all those buildings going down. Easy kill by Denver. I mean, no cancel on that. That would have been a very easy cancel. I know it's not a ton of minerals, but every mineral counts in this match that is going this deep. I mean, the map is getting mined out. In fact, at this point, this is the only untouched base. And it was very close to being mined on. Also, free Infestor. Move that guy. Go home. Alright, so here comes Tropic's army. Moving across, might pressure this base here. I have no idea what bases are what anymore. We can't really number them anymore, as they've gone up and down so many times. This match has been back and forth. I can't tell you who's going to win this. Tropic definitely has the lead now, though. I mean, with that last engagement, Denver hasn't really rebuilt his forces. And he's pushing. I mean, he's threatening at the front. He needs to get those units out. Oh, and that base... Oh, yeah, there it goes. Popped off and blinked out by Tropic. Running those Stalkers. That could have been some free food for Denver, but those guys did manage to escape with that blink. And I think Tropic knows that Denver is bleeding. Here he comes. Oh, and just again, another mothership up. Very nice. But again, just teasing each other, testing the waters of the combat. Excuse me there, I did have to take a drink as this game is going a long time. In fact, I believe this is officially my longest casted game to date. Definitely enjoying a longer game. So, Broodlord sitting back, few Corruptors, nowhere near enough to be honest. Little bit of Overseer overkill, and just not enough Roaches. Denver needs more units, and I think he's larva starved at this point. Got a good grouping of larvae there that he should be using. Oh my gosh, he's got plenty of larvae. He's got the money as well. Oh, but he doesn't have the gas. That is proving Denver's downfall. He could pop out quite a few lings though, which complemented with the Broodlord's Corruptors and a few Roach. He could do the trick. I mean, every unit's going to count in this final encounter that wins whatever player wins this game. So, especially with Tropic being maxed out here, he is just kind of biding his time, waiting for Denver to make a mistake, and I think he's found it. As he is now pushing on this base, as Denver's Roaches are down here. Tropic's going to let this base fall as it's all but dead. To do the damage here, that expansion goes down. He moves out, the drone's burrowed, he doesn't care. He is moving on. Oh, and we might have the final conflict between these two armies. Broodlord's sitting here. Stalkers try to blink out, or blink under. They get one Overseer. That's not going to do it for him. He is going to move on over this way. And what did I totally miss? Where did this base go? I don't even know what happened there. Oh my gosh. It looks like we had some Warp Prism dropping. Maybe a Zealot army dropped in there. I'm going to drop back to that after this game does end so we can check that out. Broodlord's going to push in here and test the waters. But this base is gone. As well as I think that observer's there, so the drones are going to die as well. So this base goes down as well. Both players down to only a few bases at this point. We're all but in a space race at this point. And Tropic's just sitting here. Get moving, boy. You've got some buildings to kill. Denver is ripping through your structures. If you don't either combat him or get to his own buildings, you're going to lose for free. I mean, Tropic has this game. He needs to get to it. So here comes Denver. Tropic is now supply blocked, and Denver is ripping through his structures, but pulling back. Why are you pulling back? No. Oh, I can't. Blah. No one is confronting Denver. He needs to slaughter these buildings and go for this base race. Realize that Tropic's probably doing the same. Tropic runs down here for 2 extractor kills. Zealot goes down there. I just cannot get over the indecisiveness of Tropic here. He could take this game so easily right now, and he is letting Denver rip through his base. I think he is finally pulling back, which is an unneeded decision, but will win him the game either way, because his army is so overwhelmingly large at this point. But if these Broodlords get into the main, they're going to be harder to pick off. Unfortunately, they don't realize that. Here comes that army. Denver was trying to throw down an expansion there, assuming Tropic was going for that. Oh, look at that. Tropic's warped in. Tons more Zealots, cleaning up the bases back there. So he is so overly over the top that he has split his armies in half, essentially. Oh, and a Vortex sucks up all the Broodlords. The Roaches Vortex ends. Storm going down. Roaches are having trouble seeing things. Overseers are kind of running away. Archon's all into the toilet. Those Broodlords are going to be so dead when they come out. Oh, and the Broodlords are all gone. Denver is out. Oh, finally. Well played by Tropic. Cleaning up that game. I think he prolonged it probably 10 minutes longer than he really needed to. But he played it cautious. And he did, in the end, come out with the victory. So I'll give him props for that. Let's go back and check out a little bit of the Zealot play that ended up taking out Denver's main base. So here we've got the hive. It looks like some of it's already happened. So let's drop back a little more. Alright, so there it looks like we got the beginning of it. Alright, here's the Warp Prism, just kind of sitting outside, biding its time. We'll speed up a little bit here. a lot. We'll speed up a lot. And nothing that... Come on. You can do it. There we go. Warping Zealots. And just completely soggy and barely defended by a couple queens. Those 2 Zealots are going to take down that easy. Speed up a little more as this is all old news. There they take out one of the queens. Oh wow, 2 Zealots took out both queens. And those guys are just going to mop up a lot of this. A couple roaches will come in eventually and stop some of this. But this is serious damage done by 2 Zealots. And it's simply because Denver completely distracted by this big battle down here that actually ended up losing him the game. Those couple Zealots take out that. Quite a few more Zealots warped in. They're punching out those roaches, but the little nice roach micro there does end up taking down the Zealots. And they sit there for a while more. A couple more Zealots warp in. And ultimately, more Zealots do get warped in and wipe this out. Anyways, as I was saying, well played by Tropic. Probably could have won it sooner, but he did play it safe. And what matters is he did end up pulling off the victory. So, big congrats to Tropic. Well played. Very long game. I enjoyed casting that, as I have not casted a game anywhere near this length. But once again, guys, thanks for watching. I am Zoronden. Please do subscribe, like, and favorite. And if you want me to cast your games, you can send them to the email below. And thanks for tuning in to this long game. Had a lot of fun casting it. I hope you had fun watching it. I will see you guys next time.